So hello everyone. So today I'm going to discuss to you about what can you do and what you like to do. So in the online community or in online world, you are going to choose which kind of work you're going to start with. So it's proper niching. That's called proper niching. So there are a lot of tasks you could do online. So sometimes they are skill based. Let's say for example, um PowerPoint presentation maker. Let's say for example, funnel designer. So those things are skill based. So you are going to just focus in one skills so that that skill will be used as an offer or service that you could offer to your potential clients. So what I'm going to walk through today would be the different things that could really how do you call this? The different things which um you could offer as a service. So it's the time is now for you to decide which kind of um which kind of niche you are going to take up. So first of this, we have the different listings here. We have the AI and machine learning, we have data science and analytics, we have web and mobile software development, we have design and creatives, we have writing and translation, we have sales and marketing, we have engineering and architecture, we have IT and networking, we also have customer service, we have legal, we have consulting. So those different things are just the big division of what you are going to what you are going to take. Okay. So let's say, for example, AI integration. This is the new one. So this is really new in the online community world. So it is something that most of people are learning online as of the moment. Okay. So most of them are still learning with AI. So including me, I'm still learning the process on how to use this kind of or this kind of niche. Okay, because the future is now like AI based, right? So it's this is like the the way to go now. So it's better to start early because this is something that's new. So AI integration, we also have deep learning, we have generative AI modeling, we have machine learning and engineering, we also have data scientist. So all of this are based on AI and machine learning. So if you are interested with this kind of job, um uh training is really uh few at the moment. Di pa gano'n karami yung mga training regarding AI and machine learning, especially sa atin dito sa Pilipinas. Okay? So we also have the data science and analytics. So you could be able to choose any of those kung feel nyo na you could be a good AI integrator or something like that. So meron din naman mga scope dito. Let's say pag data scientist ka, nag-a-analyze ka ng data sets to extract insight and para matulungan mo sila to make their decision making. So we also have data analyst. Meron din tayong mga business intelligence analyst, data visualization specialist and such. Data mining expert, okay, quantitative analyst. So all of those are data science and analytics, okay? So meron din naman po tayong web and mobile software development. So web, mobile software development kapag ka meron naman kayong background regarding sa IT, software engineering and such, you could be able to offer web development. So take note, ang web development po is sa online is really really easy. Okay? So with in terms of dito sa web and mobile software development, kapag ka sinabing web development, depende rin 'yan kung ano yung tools na gagamitin, di ba? Ano programming language yung gagamitin. Mobile app developer, so ang dali na maggumawa ng app ngayon, di ba? So may mga software na siya na pwedeng gamitin to be able to make your mobile software development easily. Okay. So, yun. Front-end developer. So, pagka, ito naman is regarding sa software and user experience. Let's say, for example, meron silang software, meron sa website nila, you could be able to do front-end and back-end. Yan. May mga front-end and back-end developer, may full-stack developer, WordPress developer, Shopify developer, e-commerce developer, and API developer. So, lahat ng to is regarding sa web development. Okay? Lalo na sa Shopify developer, ang gandang niche to. So, ang ginagawa dito is nag-design sila ng website gamit ang Shopify. You'd be able to learn Shopify in like 2 to 3 days and offer it a service. Napakalaki ng ng rate ng Shopify developer. Nasa around $10 to $15 per hour. Okay, so that's Shopify developer. Meron din tayong mga e-commerce developer, depende kung ano yung gamit. Ang Shopify developer, you could also be a e-commerce developer. Ang Shopify kasi is nakabase siya dun sa isang software lang na madalas ginagamit for e-commerce, yung Shopify. But we also have other e-commerce store platform na pwedeng gamitin. Like basta napakadami pa. So you could be able to pwede kang Shopify developer, pwede kang e-commerce developer at the same time. So API developer naman is nag-integrate ka ng systems, let's say for example, automations, workflows and such. Pwede rin naman po 'yan. So, game developer, meron pa pala dun sa baba. Game developer naman, if you are interested dun sa pag-build ng games, but this niche is really low competition. So, mostly sa web and mobile software development is napaka-low yung competition. Ah, so napaka-low yung competition, napaka-competitive ng rate. Okay? So, web development, mobile development, front end up to full stack development, WordPress development, Shopify, e-commerce, API and game developer. Ang kapag ka developer ka kasi, you should have this creativity mindset. Magaling ka gumawa ng workflows. Kaya mong i-guide yung system process. Okay. So, if you're interested po sa web development naman is I could also um provide training regarding naman dyan sa mga web development and such. Wag lang sa full stack kasi I don't have background with coding. So, ang hindi ko lang magawa is magko-code. Pero most of the web development softwares is no code na siya. Nagko-code din naman ako pero slight lang. Okay? So, design and creatives. Ito yung pinakamadalas na work online. So, you could be a graphic designer kapag gumagawa ka ng visual contents like marketing, advertising, post sa Facebook, post sa mga accounts ng mga clients natin. So, you could be a graphic designer. Ang UI UX designer naman is ang ine-enhance nila yung experience ng user sa mga digital products nila. Kung gina-guide nila yung user until sa parang pinapaganda nila yung experience ng user. Okay. Logo designer. Kapag graphic designer ka, pwede ka rin maging logo designer. Pero yung logo designer lang kasi, mas specific yung niche niya pagki-create ng logo. Illustrator naman if you are into artworks. Kapag naman animator, if you wanted to animate videos, games, websites, and several contents. Animator is different from video editor, right? So, pagka-animator ka lang is yung nag-animate ka lang ng mga content. Kapag naman video editor, you edit motion contents. Motion graphic artist, kapag nagde-design ka ng animated graphics, so you could be able to do that naman. 3D modeler kapag nagmo-model ka ng mga content. Let's say for example, you make a 3D design of something, a house and such. So you are a 3D modeler. Photo editor naman kapag ka nagre-retouch siya ng photos, pinapaganda mo siya, nag-enhance ka ng photos and such. You could be a photo editor. Another one is brand designer. So if you are designing brands like logos, color schemes, typography, style guides and such, you could be a brand designer. Most of the brand designer naman is ano siya, project based. So let's say for example, a startup company is nag-launch ng kanilang business. So before they launch their business, they need a style guide. They need a brand, okay? To be able to build a brand for them. So yung font style, yung logo, yung color schemes, yung font styles, yung area na mas gagamitin lang nila to be able to make their product known or yung brand nila to be known. Okay? So next naman is writing and translation. So isa din to sa madaling gawin na sa online ngayon. Since most of the AIs could be really helpful in terms of copywriting, translation, and such. So napakadali na tong gawin. So the competition is also really high in terms of writing and translation. Okay? Sa content writer, again, nag-create ka ng blogs, articles, content ng website, sales copy, and such. Yun. Sa copywriter naman is you're making content para persuade, you making content to persuade people to advertise something. Let's say, for example, there's a product. Paano mo ma-market yung product na yun? So, what you're going to do is write a persuasive marketing content or advertising content para ma-advertise yung product. Okay? So, technical writer naman, let's say, for example, gumagawa ng manuals, guides, documentation para sa for technical products. Sa SEO writing naman is more on keyword siya para mas searchable yung certain products. So, ang ginagawa ng mga SEO writer is, let's say for example, I have a brand. Let's say for example, it's essential oil. Okay? So, how would I integrate keywords na maaaring sa search ng tao sa Google, sa Yahoo, or any other searching platforms para yung product na yun is ma-search sa mga platforms din na yun. So, what I'm going to do is to write something that is keyword-based. Yun yung SEO writer. A blog writer naman, very simple. Nagsusulat siya ng blogs, yung mga content ng mga websites. Ganun. Sa ghostwriter naman is, you just write something that you don't have the credit to. So, para i-promote yung isang website. Let's say, for example, ganun. Okay. Translator naman, kapag nag-translate ka, you convert one language into another. Proofreader naman is nagre-review ka ng mga products. Mostly ito is project-based siya. And editor naman kapag meron kang copywriter and ni-edit mo yung ginagawa ng copywriter. Yan. Sa transcriptionist naman, ito is, tawag nito, transcriptionist is meron silang platform na pwedeng applyan if you really wanted to be a transcriptionist. So, ang ginagawa ng transcriptionist, yung client sa ipapasa na video or audio file. Ang gagawin mo dun sa audio file is i-ano mo siya, i-transpose mo siya into a Word document. Ganon. So, mostly yung mga transcription is meron tayong tinatawag na clean transcription and uh, raw transcription. Kapag clean transcription, pinaganda mo na yung content. So, tinanggal mo na mga, yung mga fillers, ganun. So, that's transcription is. Kapag naman sa sales and marketing, kapag digital marketer, basta nag-execute ka lang ng mga online marketing strategies. Let's say, nagra-run ka ng, basta tinutulungan mo sila to what kind of marketing they could really help. Uh, pwedeng Google Ads, Facebook Ads, TikTok Ads, Pinterest Ads. Pwede rin naman na flyers, pwedeng print ads, for example. So, that's digital marketer. You help them what is strategy na magigain or na magigain sa kanila ng more customers. That's digital marketer. The social media manager naman is that when ang ginagawa ng social media manager depende kung saan kayong platform. Kasi may mga businesses that operates on LinkedIn, operate on TikTok, and all other platforms, Instagram, Facebook pages, and such. So, if you're a social media manager, you would be able to cross-manage these platforms that they had. So, ang purpose ng social media manager is to grow their business. Sometimes you could also be doing like engagement. So, if someone send a message to the platform, you're going to reply. If someone made a comment, you are going to reply. So, that's social media manager. And the good about social media management is that you would also have softwares na pwede nyo magamit to pre-schedule your post. You could also integrate AI to reply to comments and such. Okay? That's social media manager. SEO specialist, pareho lang dun sa taas kanina, SEO writer. Sa SEO specialist naman is you're suggesting keyword that ranks higher in search engine results. So, yun yung social media specialist or SEO specialist, I should say. Sa email marketing naman, ang focus niya is nag-send ng email. So, you create email marketing campaigns. So, I'm going to show you one email. Okay, so this is an example ng isang email marketing content. Okay, nakita nyo? Meron siyang design. May mga iba pa. I could show you other ones. Ito. Let's say this is from a bank. So, similar lang to na idea ng email marketing. So, you could be able to send like thousands of email in just 2 clicks. Ang ginagawa lang ng email marketer is nagde-design siya kung paano pagandahin and make the email to be like presentable and creative para para sa mga ano for the customer to entice them to buy some of their products. So create, andyan yung create ha. So you could be able to make a design for an email and send it out. So uh, isa din to sa magandang klase ng work eh. You design, you send. Okay, that's it. Sa email marketer. Sa affiliate marketer naman, very common ito. You market and you get something as a commission. So, pwedeng TikTok, pwedeng sa Shopee, 'di ba? May mga affiliate tayo diyan. And sa abroad naman, meron tayong mga iba't ibang mga affiliate uh, affiliate jobs online. So, hindi ka associated dun sa company, but you could be able to market their products and get something in return. So, depende kung sa paano mo i-market yung kanilang products. That depends on how you are going to do it. Okay? Sa PPC specialist, pay per click. So, ang bayad mo dito is depende kung may mag-click. Okay? So, you could run ads. Depende kung saang ads ang gusto mo na ira-run. And then, they are going to pay you based on the clicks dun sa campaign. Sa lead generation naman is, ang ginagawa ng lead generation specialist is to acquire emails, phone numbers, and names of the people interested with the certain products. So, ang ginagawa nila rito is you could be able to build a funnel. Tawag dito is funnel yung mga pages na pwede mo ma-capture yung email, yung phone number, uh, and basta yung details kung paano mako-contact yung isang potential clients, potential customer. So hindi yun scam ah. So ang tawag dito is lead generation. Nagge-generate ka ng lead ng tao na pwede mong ipakita yung product. Okay. So that's it. The marketing strategies naman, you are going to do development, or develop a comprehensive marketing plan. Halos pareho sila ng digital marketer. Okay? Ang mas malawak lang po yung sakop ng marketing strategies. Brand manager naman po is you're going to manage your brands. Ikaw yung overseer dun sa website kung uh, yung consistent ba along all the channels, yung kanilang Facebook account, kanilang Instagram, and kanilang TikTok, Pinterest. So, you are going to oversee them. Okay? Kailangan mo i-check if meron mga negative comments dun sa comment section, ganun yung mga bagay na yun. So that's the job of a brand marketer, manager. Sa product manager naman, is meron kang certain products na ini-manage and ino-oversee. Tapos ang ginagawa rin ng mga ito is that they also make their monthly report about dun sa product, monthly or weekly report regarding dun sa sales ng certain products na hawak nila. Okay, so dito ako naman po tayo dito sa engineering and architecture. So very ano naman to. Kapag meron po kayong background dito sa mga to, you could be able to apply as one. So meron tayong civil engineer, meron tayong mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, architecture, structural engineering, CAD designer. Ito mas lalo na, 'di ba? CAD designer, you're going to design um plan a design using AutoCAD and such. So yan, product designer, interior designer, landscape architect, urban planner. So eto mga to, if you have background with engineering, you will be able to apply. It does not need to be that you have license or not. If you have license, that's good. But if you don't, walang problema because yun nga ang pananaw ko or ang online or ang online community is that ano sila based sila on what you can do. It's not about credentials, it's about skills or what skills you have. Kapag nasa IT naman kayo or networking, ito naman din po yun. Network advisor, system administrator, DevOps engineer, development and operation engineer, cybersecurity specialist, cloud engineer, IT support specialist, database administrator, technical support engineer, IT project manager, help desk technician. So, pagka may background po kayo sa mga areas na to, you could be able to apply. Same thing dun sa engineering. So, ito yung mga to is, ano sila, focus sila dun sa technical sides. Okay? Sa customer service naman po, ang customer service is, meron tayong customer service representative, very easy, di ba? Kapag call center, you are going to apply as customer service representative. Nag-assist ka ng queries, inquiries, issues, nagre-resolve ng issues ng mga clients. Okay? Sa technical support agent, if may problema, let's say for example, you are an agent of Microsoft, you're going to, if a customer would experience a technical problem, you're going to help them resolve it. Chat support agent naman, kapag may mga sa mga websites, meron tayong mga tinatawag na live chats, okay? So, if in case that a customer need help, nagre-reply, may mga agent na nagre-reply, minsan bot, di ba? Yung AI. But if they request for a human agent, you could be able to help them. You're going to reply to them dun sa mga clients na yun. So, yun po yung trabaho ng chat support agent. Email support specialist naman, if kapag yung mga customer is nagre-reach out sila via email, yun din yung ginagawa ng email support specialist to reply via email. Call center agent, pareho sila ng ang customer support representative, so you assist customer. So, malawak yung role niyan. Either you're going to reply email, you're going to reply via chat on sa messenger or sa basta yung mga platforms na ginagamit ng company, let's say for example. So, kapag naman sa email support specialist, parang etong customer service, sakop na niya yung chat support, email support. Okay. Tsaka yung call center agent. Yung call center agent kasi meron siyang ginagawa rito na nakakaiba. Yung calls, di ba? Inbound and outbound calls. So, inbound calls and outbound, kapag may customer na tumawag, you help them. Pagka naman, nag-market ka ng product, so you call the customer, mina-market mo sa kanila yung product directly. Okay? Kapag help desk support at nag-assist ka ng technical questions. Sometimes yung help desk support is may nag-ask ng query sa'yo na customer. Pag di mo nasagot, you're going to transfer them either dun sa ibang customer service na naka-handle. Let's say, for example, technical yung question, so you're going to transfer that customer to the technical support team. Okay? Sa virtual assistant naman, hindi siya customer service nasali lang siya dyan. Pero virtual assistant is, ikaw yung nagmamanage ng mga administrative task ng clients mo. So, let's say for example, yung client mo is a dentist abroad. So, nagmamanage ka ng schedules niya, ng schedules ng patient. Basta pinapadali mo na yung trabaho niya. That's virtual assistant. So, meron kang trabaho to schedule and correspondence. Scheduling and correspondence. Okay? So, yun yung isa sa pinakamalawak na ginagamit ngayon or ina-apply ng mga Filipinos ngayon. Virtual assistant. Sa appointment setter naman, nag-schedule ka lang ng meeting and appointment for sales team. So, mostly dito, ang appointment setter is napupunta sila sa mga madalas na pinupunta ng mga appointment setter is real estate. So, etong broker at etong customer, you meet them. So, gagawa ka ng meeting and then coordinate mo yung broker tsaka yung potential customer. Okay? So, that's appointment setter. Order processing specialist, kapag yung platform is e-commerce, ina-assist mo lang yung mga order. So, ikaw yung nag-a-assist ng mga order, china-check kung may mga problema or something. Sa legal side naman is, meron tayong mga legal consult, pagka meron kayong background ng law. Also, a paralegal, kapag nag-assist ka ng lawyer, including dun sa pagpe-prepare ng documents, pagkakandak ng research. Next one is contract law specialist, intellectual property, corporate lawyer, legal researcher, compliance officer, legal transcriptionist, litigation and support, legal writer. Tapos meron din tayong mga sa accounting, kapag mayroon kayong background regarding sa accounting, meron pwedeng maging accountant, bookkeeper. Ang bookkeeper is kapag nagme-maintain ka lang ng financial records. Sometimes meron tayong mga certification like QuickBooks certification, ganun. ginagamit nila abroad. So you could be able to avail those kind of certification if you want to be a bookkeeper. Financial analyst, tax consultant, auditor kapag meron kayong background ng accounting, you'll be able to apply to those. So bonus naman po tayo. Ito yung mga pinaka magandang klase ng areas ng um, ng online job. Okay? Una rito talaga yung sinabi ko kanina, virtual assistant. I am a virtual assistant myself, general virtual assistant. So meron tayong mga division ng virtual assistant, meron tayong Amazon VA kapag ka ikaw is focused dun sa mga Amazon stores, okay? Meron tayong real estate VA naman kapag kayo mga naging clients mo is mga real estate agents. E-commerce VA naman kapag you manage the store, na-assist mo yung customer, that's e-commerce VA. E-commerce, ibig sabihin yung mga online platform like uh, yung mga online platform kasi abroad is hindi siya naka umbrella sa iba't ibang platforms. Hindi lang Amazon, 'di ba? So meron basta iba-iba kapag ka sa e-commerce VA. Okay, so that's virtual assistant. So ang trabaho ng virtual assistant, halos ginagawa mo lahat. Pero minsan tinitrain ka lang din naman nila on how to do it bago mo siya gawin. Kasi general ka, general. So, ang scope talaga ng trabaho ng virtual assistant is email and calendar management. So, nagma-manage ka ng email ng boss mo, chine-check mo yung mga spams, nagse-set ka ng color codes para makita niya kung ano yung mga i-check niya at ano yung mga okay na. Okay? So that's email management. Ang calendar management naman po is if ever that yung boss nyo is meron siyang tight schedules, may mga meeting siya, so you are going to help them manage their calendars. Ang isa pa sa gawain ng virtual assistant is data entry and internet research. So let's say for example, sabi ng boss nyo, i-search mo nga sa online kung ano yung sikat na products about or ano yung mga product na nandun that na candles for example. So you're going to list them down. So that's internet research and data entry. So minsan nagko-customer service din naman tayo. So ang mga work kasi abroad is sometimes yung tauhan ng mga workers abroad is isa dalawa lang. Minsan yung boss mo just ikaw. Okay? So sometimes he or she will not be able to handle the customer service side anymore. Okay? So it's you na to do the customer service. Sometimes naman is social media scheduling, simpleng ano lang din naman to. Simpleng scheduling sa social media or simpleng pagpo-post sa mga social media platforms niya. Okay. So, next one is bookkeeping and invoicing. So, ginagawa din minsan ng virtual assistants yan. Virtual assistant. Okay. Next one is CRM, project management. So, pagka may mga projects, ikaw yung nagmamanage, ikaw din yung nag-follow up. So, that's CRM, project management. CRM, customer relation management. So, parang customer service support lang din naman siya. So that's virtual assistant and VA. Next naman po is copywriting, 'di ba? Sabi ko kanina, isa din ito sa pinaka ah like pinaka rampant na klase ng business abroad. Okay. Social media management, very basic po ito. Nasabi ko na po kanina. So maganda po pagka virtual assistant ka na, yung range mo, masyado na bumababa yung 10, baka ano na yan. Yung 10,000 pesos per month, ano na yan, like 10 hours per day. Okay? 10 hours per day na yan. Quick story, when I was starting as a virtual assistant, my rate is $3, so that's around 25,000 pesos per month. So, around 5,000 pesos per week yata, or 6,000, parang ganun. So, just to give you an idea, not to brag, just to give you an idea on how much we're going to start or price ourselves. So, yun. Sa content and copywriting naman po, nasa around 15,000 kapag ano kasi madali lang din naman tong work na to. Unless you are going to work full time, you could be able to get up to 100,000. Sa social media management naman po, ang mga ginagawa ng mga social media managers, let's say for example, pure social media management yung ginagawa mo, ang tendency is not just is that you're going to get more than one customer. So let's say for example, dun sa isang customer mo, you get 20,000 per month. You also gain another customer, you have like 20,000 per month din. So yun yung ginagawa ng mga social media managers. They get more clients. Kasi madali lang din naman yung work eh. Lalo na sa pagpo-post, you could be able to do that in like 2 days. Tas meron ka ng content for the whole month. Ang ginagawa mo na lang is nagme-maintain, nag-engage sa mga customers. Or yung mga nagko-comment, nagre-reply sa mga messages and such. Sa customer service support, nasa 15 to 35,000 din. Depende kung anong area mo. Email and chat support. Mas mahal yata yung inbound and outbound. Sa web design naman, sa web development and design, nasa around 30,000 to 100,000 per month. Depende kung ano yung platform na gagamitin. Sometimes, yung pinakasikat ngayon na ginagamit is, take note po natin, is Google, Go High Level. Tas WordPress, and ano pa ba? Yun po yung pinakamadalas na ginagamit nila abroad. WordPress and Go High Level. Lalo na yung Go High Level, isa yan sa mga, ano, tawag nito, best na dapat matutunan, okay, in terms of web design. Napakadaling gamitin, napakataas ng sahod. So, meron din tayong mga e-commerce platform na kabilang din sa web development and design. Meron tayong Shopify, funnel building, meron tayong ClickFunnels, Mailchimp and such. So, nasa ano lang din naman po yun, lahat-lahat. Web design and development. Sa graphic design naman po, very easy. Ginagamit po natin yung, sometimes ang gamit po nila is Canva. Meron din pong gumagamit ng tawag nito. Um, Canva, meron din Photoshop. So, that's another thing na ituturo ko din po sa inyo for graphic designing. So, ang rate po ninyo if you're a graphic designer, nasa around 20,000 to 80,000 pesos. Sa SEO and digital marketing naman is maganda rin to. Pagka gusto niyo mag-run ng ads, mag-optimize keyword research and such, sa SEO and digital marketing din naman. So, nasa 25 to 80,000 po yan. Sa data entry, hindi ko po siya mare-recommend yung data entry kasi masyado pong mataas yung competition. Konti lang po yung konti lang po, like, mostly hindi tayo nung unang nag-apply po ako, I was applied as data entry and research. And wala, tawag nito, hindi ako kailanman nabigyan ng pagkakataon to be able to enter those kind of niche. So, data entry and research. Kasi masyado pong maraming competition. Eto na. Pagka meron naman po kayong background sa teaching, not necessarily na education graduate po kayo, as long as you could be able to teach. And may mga certifications po ito. Meron din mga interviews and such. Sa online English teaching, ESL, kung alam po ninyo yung ESL. Ang tinuturo po ninyo is mga Chinese students, Japanese students, Korean students, na mga bata. Nasa around 5 to 11 years old yata sa ESL. Okay? So, ang maganda dito is per 25 minutes yung klase, depende. Per 25 or per 30 minutes yung klase. And you could be able to get like around 250 to 350 per lesson. So, yun yung pagiging ESL. Typical salary nito is nasa around 15 to 50, 15K to 50,000. Next one and last is bookkeeping and accounting. If uh, meron po kayong background in terms of bookkeeping and accounting, so would be able to apply to those. So, yun. Yun po lahat ng mga pwedeng applyan. So, madami pa po. May mga mas specific pa. Ano pa ba? Yung mga pinaka mas specific. Let's say, for example, Facebook manager. Manage mo lang Facebook. Social media manager ka, manage mo lang Facebook. Thumbnail designer. Nagde-design ka lang ng thumbnail. Alam niyo po yung thumbnail designer. Pakita ko po sa inyo. Kung ano po yung nakikita nyo dito sa mga front page ng videos, that's thumbnails. Okay? So, ito. Pagka hindi ko siya in-hover, thumbnail po yung mga yan. That is a thumbnail. Ito, thumbnail. Thumbnail. Para, yan po yung mga klase ng dinidesign. So, if you interested with like graphic design, pero ang gusto mo lang is thumbnail designer, you could be able to do thumbnail designer. So, may mga specific pa na mga klase ng niche online na tingin mo ba't napakadaling gawin, di ba? Yung pagmamanage lang ng email, ginagawa din yan eh. Ina-outsource din yan. Outsource, ibig sabihin, nag-hire din sila ng ibang tao to do it for them. Okay? So, those are the possible, or these are the things that you could do online. So, madami pa po. Ito lang po yung mm, malawak na area. Pero, there's still a lot. Okay? So, ang gagawin nyo po after this is that I'm going to get the link of this. Tapos, if you have this file na, you could be able to click on file and make a copy for yourself, and then mag-decide kayo kung ano yung trabaho na gusto nyo gawin online. So, that's it, and I'll see you on the next video.